They come out and do that right away.
Yeah, and he's in on a nice double there, and you can see kind of a neck whip there by Obrecht, and Hadley able to finish that shot. And that the first one where Obrecht had that whizzer in, he basically just stepped down with his weight there and was able to break the lock of Hadley. So Hadley kind of a deep waist on the right side now, but Obrecht doing a good job. Got his right hand posted there. Hadley looks like he's working on the left side and potentially going to work on a tilt here, and he's going to roll through and tilts Obrecht over. Obrecht doing a good job, though, that with that length that he's able to just kind of roll through and avoid that back exposure. They're going to go out of bounds and come back to the center here with 46 to go in the first period.
You know, Hadley didn't get the takedown the first time, although it looked like he was going to, but then he came right back and got it again. I mean, that's what you want to do in a wrestler right there.
Yeah, and he was in on a single the first time, not able to finish that. Started on a single and then switched to a double, and then now releases Obrecht. So both guys back on their feet. Neutral position here. Just 30 seconds to go in the first period. So 3-1 right now. Hadley in on a nice deep double again. Not quite able to finish it. A little bit of separation. Now Obrecht drops in on a single on Hadley. Hadley doing a good job sprawling, using hands to push against the thighs and get some separation there. Try to break that lock, and we're going to do a stalemate here. So, and that's a good job by Walter. They're not going to advance, so there's no use of burning the clock, and let's see some action.
Waning moments of the first period, 3-1, Hadley with the lead. Boy, I like his aggressiveness there, Cody, again shooting.
Yeah, and he's Obrecht again with that length. You can see he's kind of hipping into him and got a little bit of arm pressure there. And in this first period at 3-1, it's Obrecht's choice. He defers to the third period. Hadley's going to go down in the second period here.
First match of the evening, Atlantic and Harlan, and then Denison-Schleswig and Atlantic, and the Monarchs and the Cyclones will be in the nightcap, and the Trojans. Carter Hadley leading 3-1 at this point, and he looks like he might get an escape here, Cody.
Yeah, he's up to his feet, but with the reach, able to kind of peel the hands, kind of put it in his back pocket, turn and face there, and stays in good stance. So it's 4-1 right now. Hadley in on another outside single. Whizzer there, and you can see Obrecht whipping into him here. Kind of in between the kind of a cross thigh pry, I would call it. Hadley now kind of circling, trying to get some leg separation, and Obrecht reaching over the top, and once Hadley gets that ankle locked in there, it'll be a 3-point takedown. So
looked like he's in trouble early on that shot, but he was able to.
Yeah, Obrecht's got good hip pressure and that leverage with his hands and his length of his arms and everything. He can kind of go around the waist and get Hadley off balance there a little bit. He's doing a good job there on bottom with his balance, and Hadley again is able to roll him through here, and trying to get a tilt, just can't quite catch him in that breadbasket area, and he is able to roll through. So you look to see Hadley maybe elevate that leg a little bit as he's rolling him through and try to catch him from rolling all the way through. And you see he kind of put his knee there in between the legs of Obrecht, but they roll out of bounds. They're going to come back to the center here with 45 to go.
Looking at Obrecht's resume, he did get a sixth-place finish at the Dan Hill right here, the tournament here in Harlan earlier back on December 7th. Wrestled a lot of AAU, a youngster. And Carter Hadley really been in control here for the most part. And he's done all the shooting. I don't know if Obrecht has shot yet.
And Obrecht's got a really nice post. Yeah. So you see Hadley trying to roll through there and is able to post. Obrecht's able to post with that right hand and avoid that rollover there. And again, Hadley now chopping, going through that arm again, catches him off balance, and Obrecht's going to come out of bounds, get a 1-point escape, and they're going to come back to the center. So 7-2 right now. 17 seconds to go here in the second period, and it's Hadley of Atlantic with that advantage. Got to get a quick takedown here to go in the third period. It will be Obrecht's choice here, and a nice slide-by attempt there by Obrecht on the right side of Hadley. We're going to end this second period here with the 7-2 advantage right now for Hadley of Atlantic.
Third period, and it'll be Obrecht's choice, huh? He's going to take neutral.
He wants to go neutral, even though he's been taken down twice. He did almost have a, kind of a, maybe not an elbow pass, but a slide by there in that second period. So we'll see what happens here. And Hadley's been able to get in deep on some legs here. right away comes up, and you can see the pressure there by Obrecht and separation. So
I like the way Hadley's come out. He's been aggressive. He had his first shot, didn't go. Then he got him on the second shot. 2 takedowns. There's another one, Cody, right there.
And that was just basically a blast double right there. So had kind of the back of both knees and just used that head and just kind of like we saw him on the football field and just tackled him backwards. And Obrecht not able to get his feet, out from underneath him. And Hadley had that momentum and rolled him through. So it's 10-2 right now, advantage for Hadley. So it would be a major decision. There's 1:14 to go, though, in this third period. Hadley, again, working on that left side.
He's trying to trap that left.
Yeah, he's going to try to, again, tilt him up here. Breaks him back down flat on his belly, and nice, shoulder pressure there by Hadley. Hadley now goes to the right side, tries to go 2-on-1 on that, releases it, and we're going to call a stalemate again. And he's probably going to tell Hadley, you need to get off the hips, and he's going to tell Obrecht, you got to get moving on the bottom. So 53 to go here in the third period. We come back to the center. Right away, Hadley chops that arm. Obrecht trying to maybe roll to the right side there with that advantage, and Obrecht comes up to his feet. Hadley's going to go ahead and release him here with 40 to go. So it's a kind of a key thing here, to be able to score and get back in that major decision. And really nice deep shot there by Hadley on a double. Able to use that head, get him back down. 13-3 right now, 25 seconds to go here, and Hadley kind of working out front here, now working inside. Again, working on the left arm. Trying to peel that. Trying to tilt him up here, and looks like we're going to end here. It's going to be stall call on Obrecht for on the bottom there for not enough movement. 3 to go here, and time's going to expire. So it's Carter Hadley of Atlantic with that 13-3 advantage over Coy Obrecht of Harlan at 132 pounds.
Trojans will take a 4-0 lead on their first match, and we'll see at 138 pounds, Aiden Smith of the Trojans. What a season he is having here on the year. And Aiden Smith will come out for Atlantic as we get back to the 38-pound match. Also, Jamison Clark of Harlan, who we expect here. Cody Weaver for the Cyclones.
Yeah, they kind of had, Hadley and Dart Hansen both out there, and they went ahead and sent Smith out. So be here at 138 pounds, and we're going to make sure that Welter's checking to make sure that everybody checked in correctly. And
Atlantic up 4-0. Carter Hadley really dominated the 132-pound match with at least 3 takedowns. And now they're discussing with Coach Bendorf. And
well, it's, again, in a duel, you have the choice. You have either odd or even matches, and you have to show your guy first. So if there's a shuffle in the lineup, you can see that the Harlan kid's taking his off, and they're probably going to forfeit to Smith.
So, that's going to be the case, Cody. So Aiden Smith will win by a 4-foot. Atlantic will go up 10-0 here after the first 2 matches over the Cyclones as we go to 144 pounds. So, now here's Dart. Hansen coming out, Cody.
So Atlantic is also shuffling lineup. So it'll be, looks like they're going to bump everybody up. Yeah. And I know Harlan, I think, is open at 157 potentially. So
D'Artagnan, Hansen will come out for Atlantic. And I believe this is going to be Jamison from Harlan then.
Yeah, actually, Harlan is open at 144, so they moved Jamison Clark up to avoid Smith.
Yep.
And so we threw another kid out, and right now D'Artagnan with a quick takedown there gets behind Jamison Clark, just a freshman here at 144 pounds, and Hansen working on deep waist on the right-hand side. Looked like he was trying to peel an arm out, maybe get a chicken wing in, and he's kind of got almost the ball and chain, releases that, reaches over the top, locks up the cradle, releases it, breaks him back down. And Clark, trying to fight off the bottom here and trying to figure out which way D'Artagnan's going to go. And D'Artagnan's jumping from right to left and cradle to chicken wing to
looks like
he's just all over the place. And
he's putting some combos in here. There's the cradle attempt,
He's got
though.
the cradle locked up
there
here.
It is. Oh, boy.
Flat here, so it's going to be D'Artagnan.
56-second fall for D'Artagnan Hansen. And Atlantic goes up 16-0 early on the Cyclones at 132. Carter Hadley won by a 13-3 major decision. Aiden Smith wins by 4 foot to make it 10-0. And now Dart Hansen with a pin in 56 seconds over Jamison Clark. And Atlantic jumps out to a 16-0 lead.
And we are going to go back to our normal lineup there. It looks like
yeah, it's going to be harder coming out.
Harder coming out here at 150. I'm going to take on Brody McKinley, and the McKinleys are long and lanky, and they like the cradle too. So we'll see how this goes. Both wrestlers kind of tie up a little bit of wrist control here, and
I don't know if Calvin is not here.
He's here. Yeah. He's here. They
there he is. I see him.
Bumped him up, and kind of a fireman's there by Harder with a nice three-point takedown. Tries to keep the leg of McKinley, and McKinley trying to belly out here, bellies out here, and goes inside half for Harder. Harder's going to run that, and McKinley kind of wings down a little bit and gets Harder off balance. Harder right now is working on a kind of a roll-through tilt here, and McKinley went opposite direction and did a good job coming back up to his knees. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Harder, release and tilt him up, but there's a release and be a 3-1 right now. 59 to go here, and back on our feet, kind of in the middle of the mat. And again, it's McKinley of Harlan taking on Jaden Harder of Atlantic here at 150 pounds. Third match of the duel. We got team score 16-0 right now, Atlantic. McKinley with the shot, gets in on a single of Harder, takes Harder down, and has Harder on the edge of the mat. 30 to go here now, and McKinley tries to bring him back in here and tie up the leg, and he's just going to get called for stalling here pretty soon if he just holds on to the leg. And Harder tries to get separated here, and it looks like he's going to try to break the lock and at least get one here. He's got to get separated down to 7 seconds here, and McKinley doing all he can do to hold on here. So it's 4-3 right now. McKinley has that advantage as we go to the second period. Harder's going to go down to start the second period.
Atlantic winning their first three. Hadley with a major decision. Aiden Smith won by 4 foot. Dart Hansen.
And I talked about the cradle, and you see McKinley try that, and he's got Harder balled up, and Harder's on his back here, and he does a nice job stepping through, locking the leg, and Harder's got to get his leg kicked out there and kind of mule kick out and straighten it out. Looks like he's got 3 points near fall awarded, or going to be awarded once he releases that move. And Harder doing a good job staying low here now and grabbing the leg of McKinley. And it should be a stalemate here pretty soon. There's neither wrestler's advancing. Harder's kind of coming up to a single here. Tries to grab that ankle and circle around here and elevate it. And McKinley still kind of has it locked up here, and Harder in a tough position. And Harder now kind of knee slides up forward, gets 3 near fall, and McKinley again trying to whip him over neckwise, and Harder brings in that single leg. Knee slides up, switches to a double. Again, he gets Harder out of bounds here, and uses
back
that
points
neck
McKinley,
whip.
Cody.
Well, again, he's a long, lanky kid, and Harder works and struggles here to get off his back, and that's 4 near fall.
Yeah, 4 near fall.
11-3 right now. Harder's getting We're going to go back down this bottom position here. And again, it's a kid that's maybe a little bit unconventional, whips, you know, and I talked about the cradles. His brother was the same way, a cradle rider, and Harder up to his feet. And you can see him lock a leg here and has got decent pressure here. And Harder kind of comes up to his feet, gets pushed back, gets in on a single. And he's going to continue to work. So now he's kind of got him in a fireman's. Harder working to finish that.
He's going to get some points here.
Gets McKinley on his back. Does a good job catching the leg, but only gets a 2-point reversal out of it. He's going to tighten it up on McKinley and pull that shoulder over and get 4 here at least. But he's got to be careful. You see how McKinley
bridged out.
Well, you teach kids not to cast over like that, and he's able to cast over, and he's got Harder in trouble again. So,
well, it's 11-9 on the board here, but we're going to McKinley with a 2-point lead, 11-9.
Well, it's got to be 13-9 because he had a reversal. So, excuse me, it should be a reversal. And I don't think they're really looking at the clock too much. So Harder goes on top here. Tries to chop that left wrist of McKinley. McKinley kind of balled up underneath there, and McKinley comes up here, and he's going to call him for locked hands. So Harder goes back, and it's going to be a 1-point locked hands call for Obrecht as Harder had his hand locked.
So clock at 1:41, 12-9, McKinley with the lead. And then we've got a blooded timeout. Atlantic leading 16-0, but the Cyclones are threatening to put some points on the board with McKinley leading 12-9 here to 150 pounds over Jaden Harder. We're going to take a break. We're back right after this on 95.7 FM and our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com.
At Seed Pros, our mission is to be your business partner every day of every season.
Pioneer Hybrid International was founded in Iowa back in 1926 and is still American today. Not many other seed providers can make that claim.
We partner with you to continually push the limits by combining elite seed genetics, local infield knowledge, along with customer service second to none.
We are with you from the word go. Contact Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, Nick Knutson, or John Becker to partner with a team that puts your business needs first.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Want your back at the shop? We talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Back to Harlan, Tom Robinson, Cody Weaver. Cody, we've got action. 1:37 to go on the third. 13-9, Brody McKinley leading Jaden Hart of Atlantic.
Yeah, and Harder wanted to go back on his feet here, so he released McKinley here in this third period. McKinley in on a shot, and you can't sit. And you see McKinley right away scoops ahead of Harder and has Harder in trouble, and he's got all kinds. He's got a minute 17 here, and
it's a long time to try to hold this off.
And McKinley can just sit here and relax and keep his energy, honestly. He keeps tightening it up and adjusting it on.
It's about there, right there.
Yeah, it's fall for McKinley of Harlan here.
A 5-minute pin for Brody McKinley. And the Cyclones put 6 on the board after 4 matches, 16-6. Atlantic keeps the lead, but the Cyclones get the win at 150 pounds. Brody McKinley with a pin in 5 minutes over Jaden Harder of Atlantic at 150. Now we go to 157.
Yeah, and Harlan should be open. So Draven Smith comes out, and looks like they're open. So Draven Smith will win by forfeit. So we're going to jump to 65.
Atlantic goes up 22
to
6, and we go to 165 pounds, right.
It'll be Hinman of Atlantic taking on Clayton Sneathan. Ready to go here at 165. And Henman pushing in a little bit. Both wrestlers close. Almost a takedown there by Sneathen, and they both go out of bounds. We're going to come back to the center here, and must be a little bit of blood time for Harlan needed.
Right out of the gate, 12 seconds in. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and hear from our sponsor. We're back right after this.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
Back after the blood timeout, 1:48 to go in the first. No score, and here we go. Cody Sneathen tried his shot.
Yeah, Sneathen in on a single there, working on elevating it. Henman right now hand fighting a little bit, and Sneathen trying to set up a trip, pushes in, and Henman jumps. Sneathen picks him up now and kind of drops him on his back for a three-point takedown. Chops the arm of Henman, and deep waist now on the left side. Chops the right arm of Henman. Henman trying to come up. He goes in between the leg, going for a near side cradle. Elevates, and going to call potentially dangerous there as they go out of bounds.
Well, Sneathen coming out on fire. We'll see if Henman can get to...
Yeah, and Sneathen wants to go back on his feet again. So 3-1, minute 11 to go in this first period. Low ankle shot there by Sneathen. Now in on a deep double on Henman. Going to go out of bounds and no points awarded. Deep double there, just not able to finish it with his toes in bounds there. So they're going to come back to the center. And Henman may be pushing in a little bit, and it's tough as a competitor to. He gets a double leg takedown there on Henman. Deep waist now on the left side, chops that right arm of Henman. He's going to work on that right side. 40 to go here in the first period, 6-1. Sneathen with that advantage. Now he's got the Air Force locked up. Got the right arm tied up, kind of barred up, and Henman doing a good job getting that arm out, back up to his feet. Picks him up, elevates. Sneathen elevates and returns him back down to the mat. Works on that right side as Henman broken down flat. 15 to go here. Henman trying to reach back and peel the hands of Sneathen. Sneathen tying up the left ankle there. And time's going to expire here in this first period. So 6-1 right now. Sneathen of Harlan here at 165 pounds with the lead over Henman of Atlantic.
Trojans up 22-6. They have won 4 out of the 5 matches, 4 out of the 5 so far, with Hadley winning by major decision 132. Aiden Smith won by 4 foot at 38, and Dart Hansen won by a 56-second fall at 144.
Got a little bit of blood time here for Henman.
Brody McKinley at 150 won by a fall in 5 minutes. That made it a 16-6 match. And then Draven Smith at 157 came out, won by a 4 foot, made it 22-6 here. And now Cyclones up 6-1 here on this matchup as the blood time is over.
And Walters kind of brings him back, and it's Atlantic's choice, and he's going to go down here. So Henman will go down and get set. And Sneathen wants to go back on his feet, so Henman comes back up, and it'll be a 6-2 match now, and they come back to the center, and I think maybe the referee, John Walter, said, you need to be careful on those throws. So nice pickup and elevation there.
Much easier that time.
Let him down a little bit slower. 3-point takedown. Now chops that right arm. Breaks Henman back down to that right side, that right hip area. And Henman working on fighting here. Brings his arms back forward, comes up to his knees. And Sneathen again hooking on those ankles. Now he's going to try to pick him up and elevate him. And you see deep waist on the left side, working on the right side again. of Hinman, peels that wrist back. Gonna come to the side. Now he comes back behind the hips, Sneathen does. Puts a half in on the left side, and he's gonna run that half and has the right arm tied up. Looks like he's gonna get some back points on Hinman. Hinman doing a good job flexibility-wise so far, and now there's one count there by Sneathen. And Hinman able to roll out of that somehow. Really flexible kid. 52 to go here. It's 9-2 right now. Sneathen of Harlan with the lead. Hinman in that bottom position. Kind of comes up to his hips. Sits out a little bit, turns and faces, and kind of reaches over the back a little bit. Able to belly back out, avoid any near fall there. Now Sneathen working on the left arm from the right side. Has the arms tied up, and Sneathen now with the half again on the left, ties up the right wrist, separates that. And 10 seconds to go here. Hinman up to his post here, and again, Sneathen just kind of riding the right ankle and close to rolling Hinman over there, and go to the third period. It'll be Harlan's choice here.
Third period, 2 minutes on the board, 9-2 as Sneathen has been the aggressor in this one. Atlantic up 22-6 in the match here at 165 pounds. We start at 32. See what Hinman can do on top, Cody.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a caution against him because his right foot that is behind Sneathen is a little bit past the foot of Sneathen there on the right side. So Hinman tries to chop, tries to break him down. Sneathen with the sit down, reaches back for the ankle. Be a 2-point reversal and a hands locked call for against Hinman. Now Sneathen working on the half on that left side, and he's going to drive that over again. And gets the back exposed there of Hinman and gets the fall.
Well, a pin by Sneathen. The Cyclones win their second match. It's 22-12 through 6 matches, and Sneathen with the fall for the Cyclones. So Carter Hadley won by a 13-3 major over Coy Obrecht. Put Atlantic up 4-0 at 32 at 38. Aiden Smith won by 4 foot, and that gave Atlantic 6 to make it a 10-0 match. And Darn Hansen came out at 144, won by a fall in 56 seconds over Jamison Clark.
Yeah, it looks like, whoops, excuse me.
You'll go, yeah, then we got a 4 foot. Go ahead.
175 Cleaver of Atlantic gets a forfeit, so we're going to go to 190, and it'll be Bendorf taking on Donovan Hedrington.
Yeah, that makes it a 28-12 lead for the Trojans. Now we bounce up to 9. And we see Bendorf for the first time this season. Brody Bendorf coming out, had that football injury. So good to see him back in action. He is the son of Coach Bendorf against Hedrington. This ought to be a good match here, Cody, right here.
Yeah, and I mean, as you just come back, I don't know what the injury was, but conditioning-wise, you know, could be an issue. You can tell he's definitely a strong kid. Has good hips, and Donovan, you know, tying up a little bit with his left hand, and now goes underhook here. Bendorf doing a good job. Circling to the left, pulling that arm down. A nice slide by attempt there by Hedrington for a 2-point takedown, or excuse me, 3-point takedown. I cannot get used to that. Hedrington trying to pull him over here. Gonna stop it. He stopped it for locked hands and gives him 1 point. So
Coach Duff is
not happy.
Not happy. Telling the rest of his wrestlers that's what the
that's
second
two. Yeah, that's
two times have locked hands.
So Bendorf will go down. Hedrington will cover here with 1:21 to go. He's got that 3-1 lead. Bendorf right now sitting out. Chops the right arm of Bendorf here. Continues to drive forward. Now reaches across the face. Going to try to work on a cradle here. Bendorf, you know, a strong kid, and Hedrington not able to kind of circle that head back to the knee, get that locked up. So Hedrington stays up front here on front. And Bendorf just basically tying up the right arm of Hedrington here. Now releases that. Hedrington goes in. Cross face again. Works on kind of peeling that around again. Bendorf fighting it. Now Hedrington able to almost lock up the cradle, and Bendorf doing a good job kind of sprawling back out a little bit or stretching back out a little bit. 35 to go here. Hedrington with that 3-1 lead. Bendorf on bottom here trying to peel the hands of Hedrington out. Bendorf moving now, kind of cast over a little bit. Hedrington has the right arm of Bendorf tied up now. And a little bit of a deep waist, he gets that peeled loose. So good job by Bendorf with that hand fight underneath there. Down to 11 seconds here. Hedrington continues to drive forward, has Bendorf bellied out flat here as time expires in the first period. We'll go to the second period. It looks like it's going to be Atlantic's choice, and he's going to go ahead and go down to start this second period.
Hedrington a 3-1 lead, and like you said, Cody, Willie Bendorf, his first match, certainly conditioning is a factor.
Wrestling conditioning,
yeah.
definitely different than any other conditioning. So Bendorf covers that left side right away. Deep waist on the right side of Hedrington. You can see Bendorf, a nice strong kid there, casting up. Hedrington coming up. Trying to switch here, trying to turn and face here. Bendorf, follows him up and releases him, so it'll be 4-1 now. Both wrestlers on their feet, minute 30 here in the second period. You see a lot more motion maybe by Hedrington, and he likes to get that underhook there, and that's kind of how he got to the legs the first period, and shoots in here and going to try almost a headlock there by Bendorf. He releases that. Both wrestlers separate a little bit. Hedrington pushes in here. Goes underhook now on Bendorf. Tries to get to that leg, is able to get to that leg, and Bendorf kind of slips through, and Hedrington able to get that takedown and goes crossface right away. Kind of he was going to crossface cradle there early into that first period. Now he's working on peeling that right arm out, and Hedrington's going to go ahead and slide out of bounds here, and we're going to come back to the center with 46 to go in the second period. 7-1 right now, Hedrington with that lead. Hedrington covers left side. Right away chops the right arm of Bendorf. Tries to drive forward. Nice base by Bendorf on his knees and post out. Hedrington goes kind of cross-face cradle again and able to get Bendorf peeled up a little bit. And he's going to get Bendorf on his back if he can drive in here, get some back points exposed. And really nice job by Hedrington trying to kick that leg and elevate it and get him over, and no success here. So no back points awarded, but a great effort there by Hedrington. Just not quite enough good position, but he knew exactly where he was at, and he used that leg to try to elevate. Bendorf now coming back up to his base here. 5 to go. Hedrington needs to ride this out here and maintain control. As we go to the third period, it will be Bendorf's choice here in the third period.
28-12 in favor of Atlantic, and Hedrington out here up 7-1, Cody Weaver.
And, you know, one thing I know Coach Duff over the years has talked about, you have to watch a headlock with Harlan. So 7-1 right now as we start the third period. Bendorf chooses to go down here, or excuse me, go neutral in the third period. And Hedrington is in the position, where he likes to have control of the head or underhook here. And Bendorf maybe shooting in a little bit. Has the left arm now tied up. Hedrington over the top here. Snaps down on Bedrington. Bendorf. I don't know why I can't get his name right. Bendorf. Tries to get behind here. He's able to lock that ankle on Bendorf and drives into Bendorf. Yeah. And now he's going to try to go cross face here, and it's going to be 10-1 right now. It's going to be Hedrington over Bendorf, and these guys will see each other in a few weeks at the conference tournament. Yep. Again, Hedrington really, that cross-face cradle, gets it kind of locked up here, is going to sit through, has Bendorf on his back, and settles in. He does a nice job with the knee in the side. You can see him push the ankle of Bendorf to keep him, try to get him broken down as flat as he can, and Bendorf has got to fight this for about 47 more seconds here. Hedrington with the head in the side. He's going to settle in a little bit. He goes ahead and releases it, gets the 4-point awarded here. And Hedrington, I think, has got bigger things on his mind here as far as score and team score and everything. Right now it's a 13-point match, and he's got a half in, power half in on the left side here, and Bendorf kind of winging down a little bit. And Hedrington has a leg in here, and he's really putting the pressure on Bendorf in his head, and he's got that power half now on the right side. Bendorf tries to come back up. And Hedrington gets a little bit high here and tries to get a reversal here, and Hedrington doing a good job controlling that other wrist. Bendorf just kind of stuck there, and time's going to expire, so it'll be 14-1. Hedrington with that lead over Bendorf of Harlan, or that win.
Major decision, and that puts Atlantic up 32-12, a 4-point win for Hedrington. Bonus points going there. And really, Donovan looked good. He just controlled that whole thing.
Yeah, he was in control of the whole thing. So we got Traven Thomas now coming out at 215 pounds. And it looks like maybe Nick Goebbels.
Nick Goebbels will be for Harlan, 215. Trojans have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. Harlan has won a pair of matches. Here we go, 215.
And Thomas is a kid, that we saw against Logan Tuesday night, I believe. Had a really good match. It's one of those where you see wrestlers just get better and get a little bit more confidence there. And Thomas, kind of pushing in here, and a nice outside single shot there by Goebbels. Thomas is able to stuff that head, though, trying to work a power half out front. Goebbels kind of backs out here, and a little bit of separation here. Thomas again trying to circle around behind here, not able to get behind. Goes overhook here, and a little bit of separation by Goebbels. They tie back up. Goebbels in on a kind of an outside single there earlier in this period. A shot there by Thomas. Thomas backs out of that. We're halfway through this first period, scoreless, on our feet here at 215 pounds. Thomas pushing in here a little bit, continues to drive. We're going to do maybe a stalemate by both wrestlers. We'll come back to the center here with 47 to go here at 215 pounds. Atlantic leads this duel 28-12 over Harlan Community. Both wrestlers have been in on a shot, but not able to get deep enough to get in on a leg there. Goebbels is able to get in deep on a leg, and Thomas just kind of hips into him, gets a little bit high, and Goebbels trying to circle around, is able to circle back around and get control over Thomas there. So Thomas had the right idea and kind of had Goebbels out of position, but Goebbels didn't give up and continued to drive and circle the opposite direction there and finish that shot. 14 to go here. Goebbels trying to put the right leg in here, and Thomas just needs to try to get up and get an escape here before this period ends. And Goebbels looks like is going to be maybe a chicken wing on the left side, releases that, and it'll be the end of the first period.
Yeah, I know you're watching the scoreboard, folks, on your live video screen. It is 32-12. I don't believe Hedrington did get credit for that major decision, Cody, so just want to verify it's 32-12 and nothing we can do about the scoreboard. Hedrington looked good there at that 190 weight class as well.
Yeah, he just was 14-1 match there, and obviously when there's 1 point versus 14, he controlled everything there. So Thomas up to his feet here. He started on the bottom, working on peeling his wrist, and Goebbels gets a little bit high. Thomas able to grab that leg, tries to circle around exactly the same way that Goebbels got the takedown, but you see Goebbels trying to hip over the top of him here and gets Thomas in trouble here, gets his back exposed.
Boy, Goebel showed a lot of strength there.
Well, he knows where his hips are at, which is a good thing. So it looks like it's going to be a 4-point near fall. So it'll be 7-0 right now. Goebel's with that advantage here at 215 pounds over Thomas.
Yeah, looking at 285, we are going to see Evan Sorensen. They had an unknown originally on track wrestling, and Sorensen came out. And Traven's got to get that headset out of his eyes.
Yeah,
he's taking a blind
shooting in on a single
shot.
here, trying to finish that. Not quite able to finish it, and you see the other opponent is fleeing, and that technically that should be a point, honestly, for fleeing the mat. But,
and I think Coach Cox is letting the official know about that as well.
Yeah, it's
Goebel's scrambled off the mat and got onto the hardwood. Traven Thomas getting some aggressive moves here. He's going to get a three-point takedown here, Cody.
Looks like he's getting some aggression to him. So it's 7-4 right now, 27 to go here, and you see Thomas out front here trying to work, and we saw some of Goebel's, hip movement there in the first period. So you just got to be careful when you wrestle kids like this and stay in good position and don't get rolled into a bad position. 10 to go here in the second period. Has Goebel's broken down flat. He tries to drive in here and get a half in, and John Walters is looking for another locked hands call there. He kind of liked Duff's reaction to that on the side.
Yeah, he's going to continue to poke that bear a little bit.
Goebel's is going to go down.
I tell you what, I like the way this Thomas is coming on here. We'll see if he can make a comeback down by 3. He was down 7-1 early. Got that 3-point takedown.
Yeah, Goebel's with did a good job, able to finish the takedown in the first period, and Thomas is, kind of got out here and got a takedown himself, and he's working on the left side here, and has Goebel's broken down flat now and works out front on the opposite wrist here. Tries to stuff the head a little bit, and Goebel's just a strong enough kid here. Now he's got a half in, and Goebel's up to his feet.
He's got to break him down.
Yeah,
there he goes. Nice job by Thomas.
And Thomas continues to try that power half, and as he gets off to the side, Goebel's just comes up and tries to stand up.
Yeah, and he's got to get the hips down.
So Thomas now drops down to a single here and needs to be able to finish his shot. They're going to call it for potentially dangerous on the knee of Goebel. So at this point, you about need to just go neutral and give him 1 and try to get 3.
Well, again, I want to go back to that power half, Cody, where Thomas has Goebel's broken down, but he's allowed to stand up. What does he have to do? He's got to get his hips on his hips.
Well, he needs to keep him broken down flat. When he gets off the side, keep good pressure on him. So Thomas continues to try to drive in here and snaps him down, gets a cradle on Goebel's. And tries to get him. Oh, it should be a takedown either way.
He's going to get 3 here. There it is, Cody. You're right.
He's got it locked up, and there should be. And he's going to get back points, and if it ends this way, it's 40 seconds left here, and Thomas has
He's
got
going to get a fall. What are you talking about? He's going to get a pin. 35 seconds left.
Thomas has got to keep that toe in or bring him back to the center of the mat and finish it, and they're going to go out of bounds. So 4 near fall, so 11-8 here.
What a comeback by Thomas. He was down 7-1, but you can just see the worm turn a little bit, and now he's up by 3.
Thomas, it looks like he's going to cover left side here right away. Chops Goebel's down here. We've got 20 seconds to go here in the third period. Goebel's tries to roll. Granby. And you don't want to get in a position here where you get headlocked. And you can't, and you see how he's reaching back for the wrist, and Thomas is trying to get a half in and maintains control here. So really nice win for Traven Thomas here at 215 pounds. Battled his way back. He was down 7-0 and was able to kind of just basically break your opponent, and that's what you want to see is not, Atlantic kids continue to work here. And
we're going to go back to the match that you watched Tuesday, and Thomas had an impressive match at 2:15?
Yeah, 2:15. The kid from Logan. I mean, it was a handful, but Thomas continued to work and was able to win that one by fall, actually. Just kind of wore the kid out, and I think that's what happened with the Goobles here. He just kind of got wore out. He was up, had a pretty decent-sized lead, and Thomas is able to battle back and finish that. So
he did it again. Atlantic up 35-12, so ignore the clock on your screen. It is 35-12. And here's Sorensen.
Sorensen with a snap down, comes around behind here. He's going to go cradle here. Gets the cradle locked up. Going to sit back. Well, he gets the cradle lock broken, so tries to be heavy on that left-hand side here and tries to come back up here, building his base underneath. Now he goes opposite arm underneath here. And this is Austin Spray for Harlan, taking on Sorensen. Sorensen kind of reaching over the top here, and it's 3-0 right now with 1:15 to go here. Sorensen's got the right arm tied up, tries to reach underneath and grab a hold of that. And Spray doing a good job so far, avoiding anything from getting pulled underneath there by Sorensen. Sorensen now goes for the left arm. Tries to peel it out, goes back to the right arm, down to 49 to go here. Now he's got that kind of locked up. He likes circling the head and exposes the shoulders of Spray, puts that hip pressure in there, and just he's kind of like a boa constrictor, just continues to tighten up as you move around. And he's got such a grip and just natural strength, and Spray kind of circling out of it here, and Sorensen settles back in and has both shoulders exposed on Spray here with 23 to go in the first period.
Sorensen unblemished on the year at 285. He's ranked number 1 in one poll anyway. And he is having a great year. Sorensen, the senior, with a fall for Atlantic. And that's going to move it to 41-12 in favor of the Trojans. We go to 106 pounds. Keaton Schrader, the freshman, will come out for Atlantic. And at 106, Cody Weaver for Harlan. We're going to see Nathan Sandquist.
And Sandquist is a long, lanky kid.
Yeah.
So we'll see Schrader, so far this year has really impressed me. Just aggressive, keeps himself in pretty good positions. But you can see Sandquist right away already tried to lock up a cradle here. And he's kind of got it locked up, but Keaton Schrader doing a good job. Needs to get his right arm through, and he does get that right arm through and get the 3-point takedown. Going to break Sandquist down now. Continues to drive forward here. Schrader trying to get the left leg in now. Arm bar on that side, and they're going to stop the match for potentially dangerous. And Schrader trying to bar that arm up, and Sandquist circles in that opposite direction and just kind of twists the arm a little bit. So 1:24 to go here. Sandquist down, sits out. Schrader able to try to suck him back here, keeps that arm and shoulder, and really did a good job. And Sandquist, you can see, is lanky, but Schrader did a good job catching that arm and continues to tighten it up. Sandquist turns now. Schrader able to bail out of that, kind of get behind here for 4-point near fall. So 7-0 right now, halfway through this first period. Schrader now with the left leg in. He's really high up front. It looks like Sandquist is going to try to come out the back door, and Schrader trying to lock both boots in there and stuff the head of Sandquist, and is able to do that. And Sandquist doing a good job trying to kick those legs out of Schrader and is able to get those locked out. And Schrader working out front in the head here now, and he's really put some pressure on Sandquist, and Sandquist is very flexible there on top and stacks Sandquist up here though. Schrader doing a good job, got both shoulders almost like a double chicken wing tied up there, and he's flat.
Pin for Keaton Schrader, the freshman for Atlantic, and now the Trojans go up 47-12. Again, ignore the scoreboard. It is way behind. If you're just joining us on our live video stream, 47-12, Atlantic with the lead after the pin from the Trojan freshman Keaton Schrader at 106. And boy, what about Schrader? He's got a bright future, doesn't he?
Yeah, he came out and just kind of controlled the match, had boots in and took the boots out, and really he wasn't in any concern getting high like that. Now we've got Colin Harris here at 113 taking on Jason Ludwig of Harlan Community. Harris working out front here, drives in. Underhook there, gets to a single, finishes that single, going to go out of bounds here, so 3-0 right now. Harris says let's go back neutral. 1 point for Ludwig. Harris right away moving forward. Goes to a single, fireman's, switches to a fireman's, catches Ludwig on his back here, going to get some back points, continues to circle ahead and maybe circled a little bit too much. Ludwig able to roll through, but still gets too near fall there, and Harris doing a good job with that hip pressure, and you see him keep that arm, that right arm, releases that right arm, now goes deep waist on the right side, chops the left, puts a half in on that left side, thigh pry, gonna run the head here, put some pressure on. Sandquist, coaches are saying go ahead and let him go, so he lets Ludwig back up. Really nice, deep, able, kind of sucked him in, duck under there into a double, able to finish that. Now he gets that tied up in a chicken wing on the right side. He has that left wrist and just needs to keep the arm straight and kind of bend it past the 90 there, and they're going to call it for potentially dangerous and stop that. So 43 to go. It's 11-2 right now.
Wow, scoring by Colin. What a first period for him. Just about a minute 17 worth of work, and he scored 11 points. A quick 11. He's back on top here.
It looks like his foot's past the opponent from Harlan.
All right, they got it straightened out. Now Colin backs out again. There we go.
Kind of stacks Ludwig up a little bit. Looks like he's going to maybe try to tilt. Releases that, has a chicken wing on that left-hand side again. He said this time I'm going to run it straight, or I'm going to get it out on my thigh. I'm going to circle around, and he's got Ludwig in trouble. Ludwig with a real nice bridge, though, and Harris doing a good job sucking that back in and using his hip pressure there.
Got it.
Gets the pin here with 16.6 to go in the first period.
Atlantic rolls out to 53-12 right now with 2 to go at 20 and 26, and Colin Harris picks up the win for Atlantic. The Trojans have only given up 2 losses. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches. Now 11 matches with Harris, and we go to 120 pounds.
Yeah, this should be probably, a battle here. Fink of Harlan taking on Haas of Atlantic. A lot of movement there by Fink. Snapped ahead. Haas in on the outside single shot there, but kind of backs out of it. Working on wrist control here. Snaps down on Fink. They come back to the center. Collar tie by Fink there, and wrist control. Haas with an outside single reach there. Trying to control both arms. Puts down there. Fink separates. They come back to the center. And Fink is a little bit, the way he wrestles or his stance is a little bit different. You usually see people right leg lead or left leg lead, and he's more just kind of straight on. So Haas in on an outside single shot there, but Fink doing a good job. You can see pushing his hands against the thighs there. They're going to call a stalemate with 53 to go here in this first period, scoreless here at 120 pounds.
Haas had a good meet on Tuesday, didn't he? Didn't he sweep the field? He's had a good season for the Trojans.
Yeah, and he just kind of recently moved down to 120. Double underhook there by Fink. See Haas doing a good job pushing on the thigh, then he reaches for the inside of the thigh, doesn't want to get in a throw position here. Able to almost finish a shot here on Fink. Fink doing a good job knowing where he's at though, and keeps that right leg out of bounds, and Haas is going to try to pull him in here and finish that shot. He reaches for that opposite ankle and gets a 3-point takedown here with 11 to go. Fink now with the setup. Haas doing a good job just maintaining control here and going to ride this out. Go to the second period with that 3-0 advantage.
Atlantic up 53-12 here on the duel with 12 and 26 yet to go. We'll see Hagen probably for Atlantic at 26, and the undefeated Jesse Jens of Harlan Community at 126 coming up after this one.
Yeah, Fink had his choice there. He deferred to the third period. Haas goes down to start the second period. He's down. Fink covers right side. Haas up to his feet here, peels the hands. Fink trying to maintain control, elevates, returns Haas back down to the mat. Works on the forearm there, left hand forearm. Haas back up to his feet. Works on peeling.
Oh,
Real nice switch there. Fink tried to put the foot against the back of the heel and trip Haas, and Haas just stepped over, turned and faced, and a really nice reversal for him here. 5-0 right now. Braxton Haas with the lead here at 120 pounds over Spencer Fink of Harlan. We're going to go out of bounds. Minute 18 to go here in the second period. Come back to the center. Haas covers that left side. Deep waist right side. Chops the left arm of Fink. Now reaches down, grabs that wrist. Fink doing a good job trying to roll that out. Haas still has the left wrist. Continues to drive forward. Fink kind of on his left hip here and working on peeling the wrist out. And Haas has a kind of a tilt move here, locked up here, and he does a nice job using his left leg to catch Fink, and he's going to get some back points awarded out of it. Fink again trying to wrestle on that left side hip a little bit. 4 near fall, so 9-0 right now. 37 to go here in the second period. Haas now reaches through 2-on-1 on that right hand side, continues to drive forward here. He's going to just taking his time driving forward.
He got it. Oh boy, he's tight.
Keeps the left or the right wrist of Fink, and
yeah, he's got the pin. Absolutely. How about Braxton Haas? He goes down to 120. I think he's wrestling with more confidence at that weight, Cody.
Yeah, he looks really strong, and Fink just basically out strength-wise and move-wise got Fink, taken down, and just kind of really tough on top on him.
59-12, Atlantic dominating this duel over Harlan Cyclones with 2 wins. Atlantic with it 126 coming out here, and we're going to see an undefeated Harlan wrestler, Jesse Jens, facing off against Landon Hagen of Atlantic, with the Trojans with dominating performance here against the Cyclones here this evening. And Jens, so what a season he's had.
Yeah, undefeated. Coach Duff talked about him placing last year at state, and
he just said that seemed to give him confidence to propel him into 2024-25, and we'll see what Hagen can do. He's got, will have his hands full against Jesse Jens.
Yeah, he's Hagen, just a freshman coming in here, taking on a senior. This will be the last match of this duel. I think they talked about a short intermission and maybe a senior recognition night for the seniors. And Jens with an outside single shot there, able to finish that shot in bounds. Going to go ahead and release Hagen, push him out of bounds and follow him. So we're going to come back to the center, 3-1 right now. Good movement up and down there, motion by Jens. And Hagen doing a good job staying in a good position here, good feet movement. Jens front headlock snaps down, pulls the arm, circles around, tries to snap back the opposite direction and circle around behind here. Hagen doing a good job, and Jens just stands up, goes the opposite direction with it. for another takedown, and he's going to go ahead and release Hagen here and go back on our feet. 6-2 right now. They're going to go out of bounds. Jen's kind of in on a double shot there and go out of bounds. They're going to come back to the center. 55 to go here in the first period. Hagen with a kind of almost a fireman's attempt there. Now front headlock again by Jens. Jens goes near side cradle, able to circle around behind there for another takedown to make it 9-2, 34 to go here in the first period. He grabs the ankle, works out front here, 2-on-1. Puts the right leg in on Hagen. Goes power half on the right-hand side. Hagen doing a good job keeping elbows in. Now Jens tries to go right side, goes near side cradle. 12 to go here in this first period. Jens gives up on that, gets back behind, goes deep waist right side, thigh pry. Time's going to expire here in the first period. It's 9-2, Jens of Harlan over Hagen of Atlantic.
Atlantic up 59-12. Final match here between the Cyclones and the Trojans. Denison-Schleswig and Atlantic will match up next. Hagen doing a pretty good job despite the score. He's got a tough bout here with this upperclassman.
Yeah, Hagen goes down in that bottom position, and Jens says, let's just go neutral, and gives him his point. Hagen trying to push in here, and Jens goes right into a half Nelson.
Caught him that time.
Kind of stacks him up and drives forward, steps over, and Hagen doing a good job getting back to his belly, but now Jens has got a cradle locked up, and Hagen doing a good job breaking that cradle. So 4 more near fall. So 16-3. He goes near side cradle again. Hagen doing a good job, getting back to his belly and kind of stretching out a little bit. Jens releases him back up to his feet. Minute 17 to go. Hagen on a single leg shot there. Works on finish it, trying to finish it, and Jens is kind of in a scramble position here and tries to roll through. Gets behind Hagen. No points awarded, and there will be points there. So it'll be a tech fall.
19-4 tech fall as Jesse Jens for Harlan wins the final match for Cyclones. 59-17 Atlantic with the win over the Cyclones. Harlan wins 3 out of the 14. Atlantic with 11 wins. Cyclones had 2 open weight classes, Cody, but really a dominating performance by the Trojans. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll get set for the Denison-Schleswig matchup coming up here in just a little bit. We're back after this 2-minute timeout.
As we all seem to be, no one has time for a breakdown.
Date nights or just hanging out with friends, the Super Bowl is the place to be. With Glow Bowling on Friday and Saturday nights and ramps and bumpers for the kids, anyone can have a blast at the Super Bowl. Call Dan today at 243-4656 to reserve your lane and get ready for fun.
At Outfitters.
Gas prices got you down? Need a ride to work or the grocery store? There's public transportation for everyone in Southwest Iowa. SWITA offers taxi service in Atlantic, Glenwood, Harlan, Missouri Valley, Red Oak, and Shenandoah. $2.50 each way or $2 for seniors 60 years and older. Just call 1-800-842-8065 or visit swita.com to schedule your ride.
Happy holidays from your Atlantic Hy-Vee. Our team is ready to make your holiday gatherings a breeze. Need a fruit or veggie tray? Dave Johnson in Produce has just what you need for a perfect occasion. And for stunning floral arrangements or holiday gift baskets, stop by to see David Clausen and our talented floral team. Whether you're planning a feast or looking for festive finishing touches, we're here to help. Celebrate with ease this season. And as always, thank you for shopping your Atlantic Hy-Vee.
We'll recap the matchup here. We'll start off at 132, where Carter Hadley got things started off right for Atlantic with that 13-3 major decision over Coy Obrecht, giving Atlantic a 4-0 lead. Aiden Smith won by a forfeit at 138, and now Atlantic jumped out to 10-0 lead. And then Dart Hansen had an impressive match, wrestling at 144. They moved Calvin Hayes out. Dart came in, Cody. Boy, he did some good work for the Trojans over Jamison Clark by a fall in 56 seconds. Atlantic jumped out to a 16-0 lead at that point. Then the Cyclones got on the board at the 150-pound weight class with Brody McKinley. He won by a fall in 5 minutes over Jaden Harder of Atlantic, and that moved the score to 16-6 Trojans. And then Draven Smith won by a forfeit at 57. And Clayton Shayton Schneefen won by a fall in 427 at 165 over Roland Hinman of Atlantic. That made it a 22-12. But then the Trojans went on a roll, and they won the 175-pound weight class with Callan Cleaver winning by a 4-foot. Donovan Hedrington at 190 won by a 14-1 major decision over Brody Bendorf of Harlan. 32-12 at that point Atlantic. Traven Thomas at 215, 11-8 decision over Nick Goebbels of Harlan. He came from behind to do it, and that made it 35-12. Evan Sorensen a fall in 137 at 285 over Austin Spray, 41-12 there. And then Keaton Schrader of Atlantic. Schrader wins by a fall in 148 over Nathan Sandquist, 47-12 Atlantic. And Colin Harris at 113 won by a fall over Jason Ludwig of Harlan, 53-12 at that point. And then Braxton Haas won by a fall at 120. Haas winning that fall in 346 over Spencer Fink, 59-12 Atlantic at that point. Cyclones able to get a tech fall from Jesse Jens at 126 to make it a 59-17 final. Atlantic over Harlan. We need to pick our match of the meet here as we get set. We're going to have that Denison matchup coming up pretty quick here, Cody. Our match of the meet is brought to you by State Farm. Elvis Hash, your local good neighbor. What do you think there in that first match against Harlan?
For me, it was Hedrington. I mean, he came out, dominated Bendorf. Bendorf, I know, just coming back from an injury and everything. But it was 14-1, and Hedrington stayed in good control the whole time. Once he got Bendorf down on the bottom, he just kind of controlled it and got some back points and was able to work his way all the way through the match. So a good hard-fought match by Hedrington.
All right, we'll get that Elvis Haas State Farm Insurance ad in here as soon as we can. We appreciate Elvis Haas with the Coaches Show in your corner, which we'll have after the meet. And our match of the meet is State Farm, Elvis Haas, your local good neighbor, as Cody mentioned. Donovan Hedrington, 190 with that award here tonight, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. So Atlantic going right back to work here. Denison-Schleswig, Cody, at 138 pounds, bring it.
Yeah, it's Jackson Grave taking on Aiden Smith here, and Coach Duff talked about Grave, being one of the better, and Smith right away goes opposite side, takedown, releases Grave back up to his feet. Grave trying to tie up a little bit, some separation, stays in good position, but Smith just really quick, switches off to a double here now. Another takedown on the edge of the mat. Smith's going to bring him out of bounds and probably go neutral one more time here, it looks like. And I think, yeah, it's 6-2 now. Smith lets him back up on his feet here. Grave with a shot attempt there. Smith now goes kind of ankle pick, opposite ankle pick with that underhook. Goes kind of crab ride, puts the left leg in, chops goes 2-on-1 on that left side forearm. Working on peeling that up. He's going to try to tilt him up. Grave doing a good job reaching back, grabbing the right leg of Smith and avoiding that. Now he's got the arm barred up on the left side, reaches across here, and Grave trying to fight that all he can, and Smith able to lock that up. He's going to come back around front, and Grave doing a really good job there of getting that broke. Usually when you get that locked up, it's almost impossible to get out of there. Smith with another takedown. Maintains control, I should say there. Smith now with that right leg back in. 9-2 advantage, 25 to go here in the first period.
Aiden Smith going to Northwestern College in Orange City. He'll take his talents and wrestle for the Orangemen next fall. What a career he's had. He's chasing that pin record of 116. He has 100 pins so far and well on his way. He picked up his 150th career victory at the Council Bluffs Classic here back in early December.
Yeah, he was recognized last night. Evan Sorens was recognized for his
100th win. Yeah.
Also. Yep. Graves down and set. Smith covers left side here with 7.2 to go. Just kind of chop it down here and ride him out. And we'll go to the second period.
No score. Grave battling here.
9-2.
Or 9-2, excuse me.
For some reason they got the...
Yeah, they switched it, didn't I? I thought, wait a minute. Yeah, okay.
Smith's going to go down here to start this second period.
I was doing some paperwork there, Cody, and I looked up and I thought you were chattering right away there.
Smith up to his feet here, working on peeling hands. Grave drops into a single here. Tries to finish that.
Oh, what a move by Smith.
Yep, has Grave on his back here, tightens that up, and he's going to try to get the fall here. So it'll be 2 reversal and some near fall.
Smith was on his back for about a half a second. That's all it was. And he got the reversal out of the cradle in here.
Yeah, so he got 2 reversal, 3 near fall there. So this will probably... won't quite do it, but he's going to probably, if he's after that pin career, he's going to want to try to get into a pinning combination here, and he gets 4 more awarded there, so 16-2 now. He gets off to the side here, locks up that cradle again. I'm going to stop the match. Yeah. I don't know.
Evidently.
Must be calling it a tech fall. I'm not sure if the...
18-2 it's shown on the board, so it is going to be a tech fall. So Aiden didn't get his pin there, but he picked up 5 points for Atlantic right away. And the Trojans up 5-0. Aiden Smith, who won by a 4-foot against Harlan, comes back against the Monarchs and picks up a tech fall 18-2. And Atlantic up 5-0. They're showing...
Yeah, it was a tech fall, so I don't know why it'd be a 5-point match. And I think you see the official over there having a conversation with them. And it looks like D'Artagnan and Hansen checking in again, and he's going to take on Bradley. And Coach Duff talked about Bradley maybe being one of the coach's kids. And
so we're not sure here. We'll look on. I thought he stopped the match because of a tech fall, Cody, and. We'll have to see what...
They call it a tech fall in 257.
All right.
So it's correct on track at 5-0. The scoreboard here is just incorrect.
Okay.
So D'Artagnan and Hansen here taking on Jaden Bradley. Both wrestlers kind of go out of bounds. They come back to the center, and D'Artagnan with a collar tie, kind of an elbow pass there by Bradley. Bradley now goes in on a double, tries to finish that double. D'Artagnan doing a good job trying to keep his hips down and in good position here. Circles around behind.
Yeah, D'Artagnan had a 56-second pin against the Cyclones. Atlantic winning that over Harlan. They won 11 of the 14 matches. D'Artagnan looking pretty good tonight, aggressive.
Yeah, he had a takedown there, and he's got Bradley, if that's who it is, on his back. Had him on his back. Bradley working on standing up here now, and now you see Hansen reaching back across, getting some shoulders exposed there. He's going to settle in here, has Bradley on his chest. D'Artagnan doing a good job on his toes here and needs to settle back just a little bit, chest on chest, get a little more pressure on there and hold it just a little bit longer, and he's going to get a fall, wins by fall here.
Man, he had a 1 minute, 18-second pin. So 2 falls for Dart Hansen. What a job for Hansen tonight. He had a 56-second pin against Harlan, comes back with a 118 pin against Jaden Bradley of Denison-Schleswig. Atlantic jumps out to 11-0 lead here after 2 matches.
And we're going to go to 150 pounds. It looks like they're sending out Jaden Harder, and somebody is checking in for Denison. It looks like it's Brian Cordero.
Well, we'll see if Harder can get some redemption here in the second match. Lost by a fall in the Harlan duel.
Yeah, McKinley,
they're gonna
Brody
show,
McKinley is who he lost to there, and McKinley's I mean, his brother I know did a lot of cradles and kind of a funky wrestler, and Jaden just couldn't quite keep up tonight.
Here's Brian Cordero for Denison-Schleswig. Atlantic up 11-0. Aiden Smith a tech fall and Dart Hansen a pin.
Yeah, I don't know. They have Evelyn Alvarina on the track wrestling showing, so Harder with a takedown there, 3-0. And this is, I guess the track is something that, we don't normally see where they list it out in advance, and it's not easy as a track person, so. But
it's, how handy is it, I just didn't get a refresh, Cody. It's my bad, but it's, Alva Ringa for Denison-Schleswig.
Harder here with 2 takedowns, escape. He's going to do another takedown here. Tries to work his way up. Gets a 3-point near fall. Or excuse me, a 3-point takedown again. So 9-2 right now with a minute to go here in this first period. Harder working both wrists out, working on the left side especially. Peels that wrist out. No, kind of breaks him back down. Comes around up front, bars that arm up on top, and you'll see him. And he's doing a good job circling opposite direction, and Harder trying to catch that arm, catches that arm, exposes the back, and he's going to settle in here and switch it to a headlock and get off to the side and elevate the head and get the fall. 29 to go here, so he wins by fall in the first period over
Alvarenga. Elvin Alvarenga, 32-second pin for Jaden Harder. Atlantic off to a terrific start again here against Denison-Schleswig. Now up 17-0 as we go to 157 pounds. Aiden Smith, an 18-5 tech fall over Jackson Grave from Denison. 5-0 Atlantic. D'Artagnan Hansen with a fall in 118 at 44 over Jaden Bradley. That gave Atlantic 11-0 lead. That pin for Hansen at 118. And Jaden Harder now with a fall in 32 seconds over Elvin Alvarenga. And we go to 157, Cody.
And this is his brother, Andy, or cousin, one of the two.
Yeah, okay.
They show open, and they sent out Andy Alvarenga.
Man for Atlantic, Draven Smith.
Yeah, Smith trying to circle here, and shot attempt there and a head snap by Alvarenga. Now Alvarenga tries a throw here, and Smith able to kind of come around behind here and call it a 3-point takedown. Gets off to the side here, tries to sit back with a tilt. Smith now goes left leg in, power half on the left-hand side. Tries to get the right boot in and maybe work forward a little bit. And they're going to go out of bounds. Come back to the center, minute 15 to go here in the first period. 3-0 right now, Draven Smith. Alvarenga will go back down in that bottom position. Smith will cover left-hand side. Right away, Smith puts the left in, goes back to that power half. He's in the center of the mat this time, tries to get the right leg in. Peels, reaches down, grabs both wrists, peels those wrists out, kind of breaks him down flat. And the official standing right in the way of the
Yeah, we can. There we go. Mr. Brook moved to the left.
He must have heard me. So Smith on that power half out front, really cranking on that shoulder. Gets Alvarenga's shoulder exposed, but he's pretty safe with his legs in here, and he's hooking his toes on the leg here, stacking him up on his shoulder.
There it is.
Gets him stacked up and gets the fall. So it'll be Draven Smith there at 157 with the fall over Andy Alvarenga.
31-second fall for Draven Smith. A tech fall and 3 straight pins for Atlantic, and they open up a 23-0 lead over Denison-Schleswig. And here comes Roland Henman at 165 for the Trojans. We'll pick up Denison's guy here in a moment.
Looks like Javier Medina is who they have listed.
So Javier Medina is listed, and we'll see if they keep that on track.
Heavy snap there by Medina.
Yeah, he came out of
able
firing.
To pull Hinman down, gets Hinman on his back right away. Kind of sucked Hinman back on his back here. Tightens up kind of that front headlock. Keeps his toes in. Releases that. Now he's going to take Hinman and throw Hinman over to his back again, and just basically bear hugs him and throws him over and tightens that up. And Medina settles in here and gets the fall.
Boy, quick fall for Medina. And he came out gate in a hurry. And Medina gets the pin for Denison-Schleswig. And the Monarchs on the board through 165. Atlantic up 23-6. Aiden Smith a winner at 38 by a tech fall. Dart Hansen a winner at 44 by a fall. Jaden Harder at 150 wins by a fall for Atlantic. Draven Smith at 157 wins by a pin. And now Javier Medina of Denison-Schleswig with a quick pin for the Monarchs. It's 23-6. We go to 175 pounds, Cody.
Hey, we got Callan Cleaver out there for Atlantic, and Denison wrestlers checking in here at the scores table.
Calvin Cleaver, he won by a 4-foot in that Harlan match. Atlantic winning that 59-17. And Cleaver out for the Trojans.
He's going to take on Anthony Arita.
Okay.
Arita comes up, steps on that green line there, shake hands, and collar tie by both. Working on inside control here. Both wrestlers just basically upper here, collar ties and inside control, what they're fighting on. A little bit of a snap up there by Cleaver. Rita comes back in, collar tie, outside single shot there. Takes Cleaver down, 3-point takedown there. Has Cleaver broken down flat. Has the left arm, he goes to a half on the right side. Pulls back on that, rolls Cleaver over.
How about that?
Quick pin on Cleaver of Atlantic.
Monarchs with 2 straight pins. Javier Medina at 165 and Anthony Arita at 175 gets a fall. And a quick one at that over the Trojans. We go to 190 pounds. And it's going to be, I believe, well, check. Yep, it's Hetherington out there. And on the sheet, it's Xander Santa Maria. We'll see if that's going to be the case here. 23-12. Atlantic winning their first 4 by a tech fall, pin. But 2 straight pins for the Monarchs, and it is a 23-12 Atlantic lead with Hetherington coming out of 190, Cody.
Yeah, and it is Santa Maria that he's taking on here. Hetherington with a real nice elbow pass. Gives him a release there, go back up their feet. Hetherington now a collar tie. Another slide by for another 3, release. Goes to an outside single. Tries to step over with his hips here. And they didn't give him an escape, so no takedown. He just maintained control there, and Santa Maria kind of bellied out here with 1:25 to go here at 190 pounds. Hetherington working on the Air Force out front, has the arm locked up, grabs the chin, rolls him over, and that's a tight move, and Hetherington settling in, and honestly,
it's just a matter of
Santa
time
Maria
there,
doing
Cody.
a good job keeping that left shoulder off, but he's
got his arm
Hetherington's putting the
underneath.
pressure on it, though, and you see him kind of settling and breaking that arm down a little bit flat, pulls him away from it, and I'm not sure. I think Brock needs a headlight on his
Here we go.
hat to be able to see underneath that shoulder.
Well, give Santa Maria credit. He had that arm tucked underneath, and he just kept that shoulder off the mat just a little bit, and Hetherington's going to help up his opponent, Xander Santa Maria. And a fall for Atlantic makes it a 39-12 lead for the Trojans here through 190. We started 138, and it looks like it's not the shoulder for Santa Maria, but a right leg as he is wounded and coming off the mat on one foot.
Maybe knee locked up or something like that. And it's Traven Thomas coming out here at 215. And he's going to be taking on Evan Zavitz.
After the Monarchs with 2 straight pins at 65 and 75, Atlanta gets that streak stop with Donovan Hetherington winning by a fall and out 215.
Thomas with collar tie. Both wrestlers collar tie here, fighting on inside control or wrist control with that opposite wrist. Outside single shot there by Zavitz. Zavitz goes near side leg, able to take Thomas down, has Thomas on his back. Tries to settle back here and grab that arm, switch to half here, and Thomas doing a good job so far, elbowing down, and Zavitz able to get that in. Rolls Thomas over on his back here and tries to roll through, and then he just tightens it up even more. Zavitz of Denison does. And it's going to be a fall.
We've had some quick ones here in this second match of the night. And how about Zavitz picks up the 3rd win for Denison-Schleswig. It's now 29-18. The Monarchs with 3 falls at 65-75. And now they get a fall at 215. As Cody mentioned, that's Evan Zavitz. Zavitz with a pin. And it's now only 29-18. Match. Atlantic brings out Evan Sorensen at 285.
Yeah, and Evan Egling for Denison-Schleswig. Sorensen right away, right side, tie that right arm up, switches to opposite side. High crotch. Reaches across, cradle, gets off the side, just uses that weight to break him back down. Picks him up, returns him to the mat. Sorensen working out front here. Now inside, goes cross body, reaches for that opposite arm, going to circle the head here. Post his head and on both feet. Got some, looks like 4 points ready to award, and he ends up getting it by fall here with 1:15 to go here in the first period.
Sorensen a quick fall for Atlantic, and now it's a 35-18 Trojan lead. Monarchs winning 3 matches with falls. Atlantic winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's their 6th match. We go to 106 pounds with the Schrader coming out for the Trojans. I believe it's 6. We'll see who the Monarchs bring out here. So Sorensen continues his unblemished season. He had a pin over Harlan. He has a pin against Denison-Schleswig here at 285, and Schrader's going to win by a 4-foot for Atlantic. That makes it 41-18 Trojans. So Schrader with a 4-foot win, and he also won at 6 as well. Now we go to 113.
Yeah, it's Colin Harris is out for Atlantic, and looks like Aiden Lara.
Yeah, Aiden Lara will be the Denison guy, you bet. We got a match at 13.
Harris collar tie, snap down. Some separation. Underhook on the left-hand side by Harris, now separation. Drives in here, has the arm tied up of Laura. They go out of bounds and going to come back to the center here with 18 gone off the clock. Harris right away, collar tie. Elbow pass, inside ankle hook here. Returns into the mat for a takedown. breaks him down pretty flat here, tries to peel that left arm out. Now he's trying to get some separation, releases him for an escape here. Harris with a sweep, now another elbow pass, inside tie. Works on peeling that left wrist out again. Now he's going to let him stand up for an escape. 6-2 right now, Harris with that advantage, and both wrestlers go out of bounds as Harris is shooting in on a double leg takedown here. Both wrestlers back to the center of the mat. Harris trying a cross ankle pick there. Sits back the opposite direction. Ties up Laura. Has him on his back. Switches to a power half on that left-hand side. Continues to try to roll him over. Laura doing a good job bellying out there. 4 near fall, though, for Harris. Make it 13-2. They're going to come back to the center and start over here with 30 to go here in the first period.
Atlantic up 41-18 with 113, then 120 and 126 and 32 left to go here in this Denison-Schleswig matchup. Atlantic beat Harlan 59-17 earlier. And Harris in complete control here, Cody Weaver.
Yeah, really nice deep waist by Harris there. Now he goes across the body. He's going to come out to the right-hand side here, circle around the head, and continue to drive him forward here. Reaches back for the head, opposite shoulder. Switches off maybe to a chicken wing. He's going to run out of time here pretty quick. 5 seconds. Looks like he's going to get some near fall, though, but not a fall. 4 near fall there. We'll make it 17-2, and he'll tech fall in here right at the end of the first period.
So tech fall for Harris, 17-2. Atlantic goes up 46-18, and we go to 120 pounds. Braxton Haas will come out for the Trojans. He had an impressive match against Harlan. Haas dropping from 26 to 20. And I'm not sure the Monarchs.
I think they're looking for the wrestler. I think he's in the stands on the phone. No, I'm just kidding.
They're going over to the.
They're looking for him.
They're looking for their 20-pounder. And that happens sometimes. So as they search for their 20-pounder, we'll search for one of our commercial. Oh, there he is. He's arrived.
He was out getting nachos and a Coke.
So we are going to have a match here at 20 with Braxton Haas and Denison-Schleswig. We'll get their guy out there.
That's the diet of a wrestler, I think. Coke and nachos.
Well, he probably had to starve all day. Make weight at 4:30.
Just one day?
Well, okay.
It's a lot healthier than it used to be, for sure. Haas outside single, sweeps, follows up behind here, releases, goes to a fireman's takedown here, releases. Double leg takedown right on the edge of the mat. Keeps his toes in. 3-point, 9-2 right now. Braxton Haas taking on Anthony
Valatiera for the Monarchs. Monarchs winning 3 matches. They had 3 falls. Javier Medina, Anthony Arita, and Xander Santa Maria. Atlantic winning with wins with Aiden Smith, Dard Hansen, Jaden Harder, Draven Smith, Donovan Hedrington, Evan Sorensen, and Keaton Schrader winning by a 4-foot. Looks like Braxton Haas in control here, Cody.
Yeah, he's got had a chicken wing there on the left-hand side, had that opposite wrist, grabs that wrist, continues to circle ahead here, doing a good job taking his time, making sure it stays legal. Rolls him over, and both shoulders exposed there, and gets the fall.
So Haas with a pin for Atlantic. That makes it 52-18 Trojans. And a quick pin for Mr. Braxton Haas, as he moves down to 120 pounds. I think he's going to be pretty tough at that weight. He had started at 26 when the season started, but he's tough at 20.
So we're going to go up to 126. Be Landon Hagen, and they are sending an opponent out. It looks like there was originally a forfeit scheduled, and get the kid's name here pretty quick. And
yeah, I've got to reset everything here, Cody, but nonetheless, here we go.
Hagen with a kind of a fireman's attempt there. Elevate or picks him up, releases him. 3-1 right now. Landon Hagen with the advantage. Switches to a cradle, rolls him over, and gets the fall.
Wow. Hagen a quick fall in 15 seconds, or excuse me, 25 seconds. So Hagen with the pin. And Atlantic 57.
Yeah,
or 58 rather, 18.
They don't even have anything on track, so I'm not sure how they're going to handle it. There's one more match left here at 32.
Yep. Atlantic up 58-18. Hagen with the fall for the Trojans at 126 pounds.
Well, they have Landon Hagen at 32 wrestling.
Okay.
Abdil Corona also, so I'm not sure what. I think they've got him in the wrong weight class and everything, it looks like, potentially in track.
Well,
we should be up at 32 now. This will be our last match.
We do know Hagen won at 26, though, Cody.
Right, but he's listed in both weights. And he's listed by pinning the kid that he just wrestled, who was, so at 26 it would have been Abdil Corona and Landon Hagen. Landon Hagen won that by fall in 24 seconds. So we're going to go to 132. Once they get track straightened out, we'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back here on KS95 Sports.
Super Bowl in Atlantic is a great place to have your next celebration.
Happy holidays from your Atlantic Hy-Vee. Our team is ready.
Happy holidays. Yes, it is that time of the year again. You're busy shopping for your loved ones, going to holiday parties, or trying to avoid your in-laws, and you don't know what you're going to eat today. Well, to keep your stomach full and to take on your busy day, make sure to stop into Olson's BP in Atlantic and grab a pizza from Godfather's Pizza. This December, buy any large pizza and get a free 2-liter of soda. Limit of 3. Don't allow food to be another strain on your holiday season. Godfather's Pizza is here for you. Godfather's Pizza and Olson's BP in Atlantic, the Keep You Going store.
Your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own. You'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
Welcome back to Harlan. Final match of the night. Atlantic up 58-18. We go to 132 pounds, and this will be the final bout here this evening for the Trojans. They beat Harlan 59-17, up 58-18 here over Denison-Schleswig.
And it's Trey Hartwig of Denison-Schleswig taking on Carter Hadley. Hadley in on a nice double leg shot there, trying to work to pick it up and elevate it. Trips and gets caught going backwards. His momentum wasn't going forward, ended up going backwards. So Hartwig with a takedown there, make it a 3-0 match. Hadley sitting out a little bit here, working on peeling the wrist. The arm tied up there by Hartwig. Hartwig tracks him down, able to circle around behind here. Hadley gets an escape, so 3-1, tried to circle around behind here and went out of bounds. So we're back to the center here. Hadley circling, both wrestlers circling. Hartwig right in the circle there, and Hadley right outside. 42 to go here. Our last match here at 132 pounds in the Denison-Schleswig Atlantic duel. Snap down there by Hartwig. Snap down there by Hartwig. Both wrestlers separated. Another shot attempt there by Hadley was in on a deep shot, and just basically Hartwig did a nice job hipping into him, switches momentum from going forward to backwards, and ended up with a takedown. Hadley now shooting in on another shot here with 6 to go, and he's going to want to hold this off here and avoid getting scored on here as time is going to expire. And I'm not sure if there was any time left or not on the clock.
Well, Mr. Bruck had 3 points up. Looks like 6 to 1.
Yeah, he gave him a takedown, but I'm not sure if there was actually time left or not. The Cowboy needs to hit him harder.
6 to 1 nonetheless.
So he really knows the time has expired. So Hartwig with that 6-1 lead here at 132 pounds.
Oh, Hadley slips out the back door, Cody.
Yeah, Hadley with an escape here makes it a 6-2 match here as we kind of start this second period. Again, 132 pounds. This is the last meet of the duel. Team score 58-18. Atlantic with that advantage.
Roland Dyer coming up on Saturday. We'll complete coverage with video all day and reports twice an hour in our live video in our right here at 95.7 FM. Then live coverage of the finals. Teams from Nebraska coming in, and Iowa. It just gets tougher and tougher every year. We'll start our coverage at 9 o'clock with Atlantic Sports Saturday, and then we'll get rolling at about 10 o'clock with wrestling. If you can't make it to the meet, we'll have video all day long, and of course live video of the finals with play-by-play as well from Cody Weaver. Not a lot going on here, just a lot of dancing there in the middle of the ring here, Cody. Yeah, there's a nice double. Oh, there's a good one by Hadley.
And he takes him directly to his back. No. Oh, he does get 2 near fall, so that was a great job by Hadley there. So 3 takedown, 2 near fall, plus an escape, and now he's got a 7-6 advantage here with 45 to go. And he's working on a chicken wing on that left side, half on the right, and he's trying to run that here, and Hartwig coming up to his feet here. Hadley needs to pick him up, elevate him, and return him. Returns him directly to his back. Going to get 2 near fall out of it, and Hadley's got to be careful to leave his head hanging here. Hartwig wanting to grab that head kind of from behind here. They're going to go out of bounds, 9-6 now with 2 more near fall. Hartwig comes back to the center and gets set.
Atlantic will go to 12-2 in duels with the win over Harlan, 59-17, and this one locked up quite a while ago, 58-18 the score here. And Hadley trying to work on some more points for Atlantic. 12-2 for dual records for the Trojans.
Yeah, Hadley doing a decent job once he's separated there. Gets separation, so Hartwig can't get in on a direct shot there. Again, Hadley's got that 9-7 advantage here as time expires in the second period.
58-18 Trojans, that'll be it. Now the third period, and the choice is going to be Hartwig. Yeah, and he
probably wants to go neutral here, I'm assuming.
And that's the case. Nope, now he's going to go down. You're right the first time, Cody. Nope, now he's going neutral.
No,
he went neutral, then down. Now he's going to stay on his feet.
He's like, I don't know if I want to get back underneath him after what he did to me the first 2 periods.
Well, it's still anybody's match, 9-7.
Correct. I mean, a takedown here puts him up by 1 if you're Hartwig. And Hadley in on another nice deep
beautiful
double.
Job,
takes
Hadley.
Him directly back to his back. He's got to watch out here where Hartwig reaching back for that leg. Hadley ties up that left arm here now. Going to pick him up. Going to try to tilt him here, and Hartwig reaching back for the leg of Hadley. Hadley going to go out of bounds and pushes him out of bounds. So Hartwig will go back down here with 1:25 to go in the third period. So 12-7 match now. Hadley with that advantage. Hadley covers left side, deep waist, right side, elevates. Hartwig takes him backwards, returns him back to the mat, ties up that left arm like he's going to try to tilt again. He goes ahead and separates, makes it a 12-8 match. So a 4-point match here. Minute to go in the third period. Here at 132 pounds, it's Hadley of Atlantic taking on Hartwig of Denison-Schleswig. Hadley able to get in on some really nice doubles. Even got in a double in the first period, and the hip pressure there by Hartwig kind of hipped into him and caught Hadley off balance here, and kind of a scramble position here, and it'll probably end up being a stalemate. Hadley kind of up over the top here. Hartwig trying to stand up, but still has the leg of Hadley. Hadley needs to hook his leg here on the inside, and Hartwig able to pull that out and try to get a shot here finished, and they're going to go out of bounds and not able to finish that shot.
19 seconds left here in this match. Atlantic 58-18. Hadley trying to get 3 more points for Trojans at least here. He's got to be careful now. The clock did not start. There it goes.
Yeah, 10 to go, 12 to go here now. Third period. Hadley, able to get in on those doubles. Hartwig trying to come up with a little bit of advantage here, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, they counted down. That's going to be the match. The clock did start on time, and that's going to be it. Carter Hadley wins this one, 12-8 Atlantic with a 63 to, well, it should have been just a 3-point there. 61-18, I believe, the final here. We'll get the official there. But Carter Hadley with the win for Atlantic by decision at 132 pounds. And that'll wrap things up here from Harlan tonight. Hey, we're going to be back in 2 minutes, and we'll wrap up. And we've got some Wrestlers of the Meet Awards to go out, brought to you by Elvis Haas, State Farm Insurance, and our In the Corner show as well. We're back after 2 minutes here on 95.7 FM and our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com.
At Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We've been dedicated to our communities for over 35 years. From real estate and ag loans to personal and commercial banking, we offer a full range of financial services tailored to meet your needs. We believe in giving back and being involved in the communities we serve. Stop into one of our 12 convenient locations or visit us at rollinghillsbank.com.
Get ready for a fresh start at Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing, and a wide selection of great vehicles. Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. Or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
Oak Point Wealth Management is making important changes to better serve you. Wealth Manager Aaron Friend is proud to announce that Oak Point Wealth has partnered with LPL Financial, providing comprehensive tools and resources to support your financial goals. Aaron remains committed to serving Southwest Iowa with personalized service, backed by LPL's dynamic technology and investment platform.
I'm excited to embrace independence and keep my focus on what matters most, my clients' best interests.
Visit www.oakpointwealth.com, 712-207-3521 to learn more about how Oak Point Wealth Management can help you pursue your financial goals.
Company for elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control. Plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield, 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Welcome back to Harlan. Tom Robinson and Cody Weaver. Atlantic goes to 12-2 in duels. They beat the Cyclones 59-17 in the first duel, and they topped Denison-Schleswig 61-18 here in duel number 2. And we'll recap this, and then we're going to get to our meat of the wrestle the meat here as well. Aiden Smith led things off for Atlantic with an 18-5 tech fall and 257 over Jackson Grave. Put Atlantic up 5-0. Then D'Artagnan Hansen at 144 won by a fall and 118 over Jaden Bradley of Denison. 11-0 Atlantic. Jaden Hart at 150 won by a fall in 32 seconds over Elvin Alvarenga. 17-0 Atlantic. And then Draven Smith at 57 by a fall in 11 seconds over Andy Alvarenga, 23-0 at that point. 65, it was Javier Medina of the Monarchs, 23-6 score there after he got a fall in 27 seconds over Roland Hinman. And then Anthony Arita winning by a fall in 49 seconds, made the score 23-12. Atlantic got back in the winning ways with Donovan Hendrickson at 190, winning by a fall in 106 over Xander Santa Maria. Atlantic led 29-12 at that point. Traven Thomas at 215, won by a fall, wrestling Evan Zavitz of Denison, and Evan Zavitz with a fall in 46 seconds, made it 29-18. The Atlantic just cleaned up after that. Evan Sorensen at 285, won by a fall in 42 seconds over Aiden Egling. Schrader Keaton at 106 for Atlantic, won by a 4-foot, 41-18. Colin Harris at 113, won by a 17 tech fall, 17-2 tech fall. Harris impressive there over Aiden Lara, 46-15. And then Braxton Hass at 120, won by a fall over Anthony Valaterra, 52-18 Atlantic. Landon Hagan a 25-second pin at 126. And Carter Hadley won by decision 132. And it was a 61-18 Atlantic win over the Denison-Schleswig Monarchs. So Cody Weaver, that gets us to our match of the meet here, brought to you by State Farm. Elvis Hass, your local good neighbor. You think about it. When we come back, we'll have that match of the meet. But first, this from State Farm.
Hello, I'm Elvis Hass with Elvis Hass State Farm, and we're more than just an insurance agency. We're part of the community, and we hope to soon be part of your family in helping you understand your coverages. We meet with people just like you every day to help prepare them for what life throws at them, covering your auto, home, farm, business, life, and financial services. We help walk you through everything, and we're here for your support. Stop by our location at 1/2 block west of the courthouse. Check us out at Facebook or
Welcome back to Harlan, the senior night here for the Cyclones, the wrestlers and cheerleaders, and they've got the spotlight on, as you can see on your video. Match of the meet brought to you by State Farm and Elvis Hass, your local good neighbor, Cody. Talk about that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the closest match of the meet, and that was Carter Hadley. I mean, it was a battle all the way through, and, Carter got in on a shot there the first period, kind of get hit back, and he learned from that, and he was able to finish the rest of the shots that he had and won that by a 12-8 decision. So, good job by Carter there to get that 3-0 or 3-point advantage decision match for Atlantic.
All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes to wrap things up here from Harlan on 95.7 FM and our live video stream at westerniowatoday.com.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
First Winnie Bank is the longest-standing locally owned bank in Atlantic, and as such, we take pride in how we serve our community. For generations, we have been involved with our customers and their families by getting involved in community events and by supporting technology and teaching financial literacy in our schools. You'll also see our support of athletics on the scoreboards at home events. It's this involvement that allows us to know our customers and their families for generations. First Winnie Bank, the only bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Have you ever heard the saying, people spend their life building wealth and neglecting their health, only to wish they could trade their wealth for better health at the end? This is Dr. Fritz Beyer, and it has now been over 30 years since my first chiropractic adjustment. I still get asked, do you get adjusted? Absolutely. I try to get adjusted at least once a month. I'm 47 now and still try to stay as active as ever. While I do get a few more aches and pains than when I was younger, it feels great to be able to step on the mat and help kids learning to wrestle. Chiropractic has helped me feel young enough to do it. If staying active is part of your future plans, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics.
Hello, I'm Elvis Hass with Elvis Hass State Farm, and we're more than just an insurance agency. We're part of the community, and we hope to soon be part of your family in helping you understand your coverages. We meet with people just like you every day to help prepare them for what life throws at them, covering your auto, home, farm, business, life, and financial services. We help walk you through everything, and we're here for your support. Stop by our location at 1/2 block west of the courthouse. Check us out at Facebook or call.
And welcome back to Harlan as we wrap things up here. Thanks for joining us here on 95.7 FM and our live video stream here, westerniowatoday.com. We'll be in Kemper tomorrow night for high school basketball, girl-boy doubleheader. Pregame for the girls at 5:45, tip-off at 6, with the boys game to follow then all day at the Roland Dyer Tournament in Atlantic. Well, Cody, let's wrap things up here. Atlantic dominating 59-17 over Harlan. They come back 61-18 over Denison-Schleswig. Your thoughts on the Trojans' performance here?
You know, in the Harlan duel, it was a straight-on, we're going to wrestle our weight against your weight. And in the Denison, we saw a little bit of movement. But I said I should go back, actually. The Harlan, they did move around a little bit to maybe avoid Smith a little bit there at 38. We were able to put D'Artagnan and Hansen in. I think, you know, Coach Duff will be happy with the wins, but I think there's obviously some things, some locked hands and some little things that he's going to want to clean up. And they got to get prepared here in the next 2 days because the tournament they're going to have at home is a barn burner, and there's some tough teams. I mean, you've got Bondurant, Underwood, Grand Island will be there, Nebraska, and it's going to be a battle. And there's going to be a lot of ranked kids from a couple different states at least. So it's going to be who's going to put together the best team effort to come out on top of that tournament.
You bet. Well, that'll wrap things up here. Again, Atlantic winning 2. They go to 12-2 in duels this season. 59-17 over Harlan, 61-18 over Denison-Schleswig. For Cody Weaver, I'm Tom Robinson. Thanks for joining us. We'll have high school basketball tomorrow night, 5:45 pregame, and wrestling all day from Atlantic starting at 10 a.m. with the Roland Dyer Tournament on our live video stream, westerniowatoday.com, and reports on 95.7 FM. We'll have live coverage of the finals there mid-afternoon.